Hey everyone, it's NASCAR Fan 88 Dale G Fan here, your one and only. And here I'm back again with another prediction video. This time we're doing the winners of the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series winners at North Wilkesboro Speedway from 1997 up to today, which is 2017. Now, with North Wilkesboro slowly rusting away, I kind of decided to do this to pay tribute to that track. After Jeff Gordon in real life won the final race in September 1996, well, what if North Wilkesboro was still a racetrack? Well, here are my predictions and winners of at North Wilkesboro Speedway from 1997 up to 2017, 20 years from now. So, just like in 94 and 96, Terry Labonte would dominate the race and would go for two, and would win for the third time in North Wilkesboro, and would win it for the second year in a row, the first North Wilkesboro race. In the second North Wilkesboro race in that year, Dale Earnhardt would do the bump and run on Jeff Gordon with 15 laps to go and would keep that lead and would win at North Wilkesboro once again. Ricky Rudd would do the bump and run on Dale Earnhardt in the first North Wilkesboro race to win it. Jeff Gordon would dominate the race, hold off Dale Earnhardt and Sterling Marlin for the win in the second North Wilkesboro race in 1998. On the last lap, Terry Labonte and Jeff Gordon, the teammates, were battling it out for the win until they crashed out in turn 1, which would give the lead to Rusty Wallace, and Rusty would go on to win it in 1999 in the first North Wilkesboro race. Terry Labonte would win it once more in the second North Wilkesboro race in 1999. Wood Burton would show up as the new leader of the first North Wilkesboro race in 2000 when Bobby Labonte comes into pit road when he has something wrong with the engine and has a right rear tire problem, which gives Wood Burton the lead and the win. Matt Kenseth would win the second North Wilkesboro race, holding off Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Sr. doing so. In the first North Wilkesboro race of 2001, Bobby Labonte redeemed himself, holding off Bobby Hamilton for the win. Dale Earnhardt Jr. would lead the most laps and would win the second North Wilkesboro race in 2001, with Michael Waltrip and Steve Park finishing second and third. Tony Stewart will sit on the pole position in the first North Wilkesboro race of 2002. He would have trouble early in the race. He would come back in the end of the race, taking the lead away from Dale Earnhardt Jr. to win it in the closing laps. Just like Tony Stewart, Ryan Newman would sit on the pole position, would have troubles early. He would slowly make his way to the front of the pack in the middle of the race and would come back to win it at the end. Now, for 2003, Jeff Gordon would be so dominant in both the first and second North Wilkesboro races, and because of it, he would sweep both North Wilkesboro races in 2003. 2004, Jimmy Johnson will win the first North Wilkesboro race. A 1-2 finish for Ray Abraham Racing, as Jerry Mayfield would win the race, with Casey Kahn in second in the second North Wilkesboro race of 2004. As for Bill Elliott, he crashes out in the middle of the race. Kyle Busch would win the first North Wilkesboro race in 2005, while Kurt Busch, on the other hand, would win the second North Wilkesboro race. Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Martin Truex Jr. finished 1-2 in the first North Wilkesboro race in 2006, while Jeff Gordon wins the second North Wilkesboro race in 2006 in the Milky Way colors. Jeff Gordon would sweep both North Wilkesboro races in 2007. In the first one, he would win in his DuPont colors. In the second, he would race in the Pepsi. He would win it in the Pepsi colors. In this NASCAR Cup stock car body. Kyle Busch holds off Jeff Gordon for the win in the first North Wilkesboro race in 2008, while Jimmy Johnson, on the other hand, would win the second in his Cobalt Tools colors, holding off his teammate Casey Mears for the win with 5 laps to go. Mark Martin would win the first North Wilkesboro race of 2009 after Jeff Gordon had something wrong with his car with 4 laps to go. Another upset for Casey Mears as he breaks the winless drought to win the second North Wilkesboro race because, well, thanks to Carl Edwards, when he has a tire go down coming into turn 1 on the last lap of the race, which cost Carl Edwards his chances to win the race, which gave the win to Casey Mears instead, which would be his second career win in the Cup Series. Clint Boyer was dominant at coming to the closing laps of the race to win it, holding off Carl Edwards for the win. 2010, in the second North Wilkesboro race, Denny Hamlin would hold off Carl Edwards and would put him he was in the lead coming into the last lap. Carl Edwards going high was making a move on the high side of Hamlin coming into turn 1 and 2. Hamlin comes high to block. That puts Carl Edwards into the wall. Carl Edwards was now out of it, which gives Denny Hamlin an opportunity to win the race, and he did. And he did so in the FedEx Office colors. Carl Edwards has finally won at North Wilkesboro for the first time in the first North Wilkesboro race in 2011. Dale Earnhardt Jr. will hold off Carl Edwards on the last lap. Carl Edwards goes low on him in turn 3. Dale Earnhardt Jr. pulls away, has a lot of momentum coming off of 4, and just, well, pulls away from Carl Edwards and would win the second North Wilkesboro race and would take Carl Edwards' North Wilkesboro sweep away. And Dale Earnhardt Jr. would win North Wilkesboro for the 3rd time. A 1-2 finish for Roger Penske as Brad Keselowski would win the first North Wilkesboro race with his teammate A.J. Allmendinger in second. Sam Hornish Jr. would win the second North Wilkesboro race in the 22 Pennzoil Dodge in 2012. And so, with that being said and done, Roger Penske has swept both North Wilkesboro races in 2012. Jimmy Johnson would win the first North Wilkesboro race in 2013, while Matt Kenseth, on the other hand, would win the second North Wilkesboro race. After 14 years of the iconic number 3 being in victory lane, which was in 2000, Austin Dillon brings it back into victory lane in the first North Wilkesboro race in 2014, and bring it back into victory lane in North Wilkesboro victory lane after 17 years. Kevin Harvick would go on to win the second North Wilkesboro race in 2014. Kyle Larson would win the first North Wilkesboro race in 2015, holding off Austin Dillon for the win, as well as Kyle Busch. In the same year, Jeff Gordon would win at North Wilkesboro for the final time. Dale Jr. has TaxSlayer.com on the car for one last time, and it pays off as he would win the first North Wilkesboro race. Brad Keselowski would win the second North Wilkesboro race in 2016. Denny Hamlin would go on to win the first North Wilkesboro race, holding off Chase Elliott for the win in 2017, while Daniel Suarez, on the other hand, would win the second North Wilkesboro race, holding off Dale Earnhardt Jr. as well as Jimmy Johnson for the win. FYI, this would be his first Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series victory, if North Wilkesboro was still around. But, North Wilkesboro, it's slowly rusting away, as I said before. As they went to the new California and Texas Motor Speedway and other new NASCAR tracks as the years progressed, they left North Wilkesboro to rot. But, one of my favorite tracks of all time when I was younger, but I'm guessing that NASCAR's never going to race here again. NASCAR fan Dale Earnhardt Jr. fan here signing off, and I'll see you in another prediction video. See you next time.